All right, so we have our 5 grams of, let's see, where are we? Menthol in here. Plug it in. It is in the off position right now. Then they said to put a watch glass. It says cover the flask with a watch glass, which is just a little piece of glass that's curved. So it will sit very nicely right on top of it. But you can't see that in.
It looks like I can fix it for you.
No, I got it. I got it. All right, so watch glass is there, ice cubes on top. So I'll just put.
Are we making potions? Is that ice? Jacob, stop asking questions.
I just said put ice cubes on top. Okay. Now it says to turn the hot plate on the lowest level. So the lowest level here is a 1. So we're just going to have that on a 1. It says heat the flask with the menthol. As soon as we notice something begin to change, turn off the hot plate and then put the flask aside so it can cool.
How long should this say any changes? How long should this say?
Well, the first part should not, we should be able to see the first part. The next part, I will kind of take pictures of or continue videoing it because it says thank you. It says when I watched, because they do have a video of it, which I will show you when we're done here. I see stuff happening. We see stuff happening. Okay, I'm going to keep it on for another, let's see. As soon as you notice something, okay, so, I know. I don't even think this isn't even going to be hot yet because it wasn't even on there that long. Alright, so we're going to scoot this here. And now we can probably get rid of that. Uh-oh. Where are we? Alright, so there's the bottom. Okay, we can still see there's like a little chunk. Okay, what's happening to our container?
Where'd it go? Oh, it's steaming.
It's kind of fogging up a little bit, right? Okay. So you were going to make observations. Says describe what you saw happen to the menthol as you heated it. Okay. There still is one chunk in there. So we'll see.
That chunk's a survivor. It's locked in. It's gonna win the next one. Yes, sir.
Okay, we can see the chunk on the bottom. Right here.
Alright guys, the Atlantic ice cubes. Let's see how they do. I want to see the cactus. You show them study the cactus. Wait, so how are you gonna get the menthol to become a thing then?
We don't. For now. But we should see something else. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to see it by the end of the period or not. Because in the actual video, they do it 20 times speed.
20?
So I'm not sure if we're going to have time to see it.
So it's probably going to take like 3 hours.
No, actually.
Is it going? Is it doing its thing?
No.
It's fogging up.
If I turn it,
It's foggy.
you can see these dots that are forming?
It's foggy. Yeah.
That's actually the menthol traveling. Yes, it's adhering to the sides. Look, it's all, there's no ice in there. The ice is on top. The only thing inside the flask is the menthol. Okay? See, this one's getting bigger. So as it's cooling, it's actually traveling up into the flask and adhering to the sides. Put this in the back of it. There we go. There we go. You can see it better when I change the background.
Turn it a little bit more. Yeah, like right there. It's ice. It's not ice though. It's the menthol traveler. It's the menthol.
Oh, look at the top.
It's the menthol.
I think you can see more at the top.
The menthol is traveling.
Shh.
Yes. We have menthol. That's menthol. How does that work, Miss English?
Has to do with heating and cooling. When it cools, it starts to, for some reason, menthol, when it cools, it starts to rise. Maybe that's why we put it on our bodies, you know, to give us like that cooling smell to like clear us up.
Wow.
But more and more is, there's more dots now than there were before. Trying to get it to
On her chest.
focus.
When we put Bex on her chest, why does that makes you want to how does that like clear up your
Because you're breathing it in. Whether it's through your nose or your mouth, you're breathing it in, and that's going to help you.
You know you can eat from your nose? What? No, you can't, but you can drink from your nose.
Okay, some of it, if you look at the bottom, I don't know how to do this. Nope, this way. If you look at the bottom of it, you can see some of it solidifying down there again. See it? Okay, so some of it is traveling up the sides, which you can see. You click on it, because it'll focus. Oop.
What was that one ice cube? No, not the Atlantic ice cube.
So yeah, you can see the dots are kind of getting bigger that are there. I'll come back around when it cools, because the bottom now, it doesn't look the way that it did, but it still is becoming a solid. So I'm gonna let that go another couple of minutes. In the meantime, yeah, I'll keep that going. But I'm gonna put the video up on the TV, because the video actually is pretty neat. So I don't know if I let it sit longer, if it'll look like what theirs looked like, or because they don't say exactly how long they kept it on there and stuff. So, shh. Okay, so there's what we saw was the menthol. Shh, excuse me. Okay, those were the same crystals that we had in there. Because it was already in the flask and it's measured, so oh well. Alright, so same setup. There's a little piece of watch glass. No, this was the one that was made by the company. Okay, ice on top. Even this, they say it was like 4 times the speed, so, but they don't say how long to like keep it there. So I already see it changing, which they didn't shut the heat off when they saw it changing. So maybe that's why. I know.
Why would you keep going? Why would you obliterate it?
Because it says, as soon as you see changes starting to happen, to remove it from the heat. So they kept theirs on. See, here's the 20 speed. And we can see theirs is fogging up like ours. See, on top, you have that same kind of crystallization. But theirs actually looks better than ours. Wah, wah, wah. Stop. Yeah, theirs fogged up more. So theirs almost looks like frost, like on the windshield. Okay. Ours, maybe we were supposed to heat it a little bit longer, but I just followed what they told us to do, because they said as soon as you see changes.
Is the ice melting on top?
It is. Yeah, very little. I mean, it literally was on there not even for a minute. Like, it started melting very fast. Okay. Oh. Is there anything on the bottom of ours? I don't think so.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. There's nothing on ours. So, you know what? I'm going to reheat it. Why not? Shh. All right. All right. So let's see. Stop it. You do realize I have this video going on that, so we can hear every noise that you guys are making. So, yeah, there's that. Alright, let me get rid of some of the... Yeah, it did melt a little bit. Alright, so let's put this back on. Put you back on.
11 minutes, guys. It's been 11 minutes. 11. No, it's been 11 since.
Alright, it is melting a little bit again. I'm gonna let it fully turn liquid before we take it off. Alright, almost all. Alright. Oh, there's a little bit of, not smoke, but a little bit of steam going on in there. Alright, now I can take this. Okay, so we still have the dots and stuff showing up on the sides. They're actually a lot more right now.
Are you heating it yet?
What? I already heated it. It's already melted, if you were watching. What was that? Actually, there's some cool ones on the back. On the bottom. Look at the bottom. The bottom looks similar to theirs. Down here?
Yes, it does. Actually,
Yeah. Down here it does. It'll get bigger and bigger, I think, as it cools. You know what? I'll leave that side facing. Shh.
It looks a lot more good before you see the top. It's hard to see the thing behind the top of the whatever that's called.
Flask?
Yeah.
It's a flask.
Like at first we could see that really pink thing behind it, but now we can't.
Yep.
Sorry.
All right, so you're making observations and describing what we saw when it's cooling. Then you have you have 3 making sense questions that you can think about while we're letting this cool again. Okay, it says, how does your prediction compare to what you observed? Look at the watch glass covering the flask. What do you think the material on it and on the flask is? How did the material get there? Okay, so how is that traveling and getting to these different spots? I don't think there's anything on the bottom. I'm just gonna leave it for now though. And then we'll look at the watch glass at the end and see if there's anything there. And then question 3, can menthol exist in more than one form? So we saw it in a solid form at the beginning. Okay? Then it turned into what? A liquid. And as it's cooling, how is it traveling up into that flask? It has to be a gas. All right? So with question 3, can menthol exist in more than one form?
Yes.
So don't yell at me. Use observations from this activity as evidence to support your answer. So Jaden, I know you're excited that yes, it does exist in more than one form, but you have to explain and provide evidence that supports that. Okay? So I kind of just went over it. The beginning, right? The middle, and then what's happening at the end.
Yes.
Okay?
Loading up. At first, they were solid crystals.
Yeah, that looks cool. My phone.
What happened?
Try to get a picture of that.
Keep going. Keep going. Stop.
I smell liquid.
Oh, I smell it. Alright, I just gotta finish question one and two and I'll be done.
Yep, that was horrible. That one was actually better. Yeah, we have more forming. If we look on the side. I like this one's better with the darker background. Oh yeah, you weren't here. Well, at the end. At the end.
So 10 minutes? Yeah, it's like me.
Big glob of it back here. There's a lot more at the top now. I think because we heated it longer. There's a lot more up here.
I really like this because the actual
Alright, I'm just gonna take the watch glass off. I wanna see if there's anything underneath. Get rid of the ice. Ooh, there is!
Let me see. Capybara.
It's in.
I can see. So you be possessed. I'm possessing you, so you're possessing me. You're so bad. I know, bro. Get back.
It's the menthol that traveled to the top. This is the bottom of the watch glass that was in. No! No.
Is it hot?
I think you're cold.
This is cold because there was ice on it.
Yeah, so can I?
No, we're not touching it.
Don't touch it, Jacob. You'll freeze your hand.
Oh, I won't. It's just menthol. I do all my
So
checks.
that traveled from the bottom and adhered to the top.
Oh, well, that's
Isn't that cool?
Capybara is so cute.
that's radical, dude. That's radical, my dude. What? Get out cookie clicker too. I mean, candy clicker. I already have 2 quadrillion. I stopped.
It's not as defined as theirs, but I'll take it. Alright. So, where are we here? Where's my camera? Here's my camera. So there is what we were just looking at. That's like little tiny peaks.